I am William LaRochelle. Now, along the years that I've been interested in writing, directing little films, and that kind of thing, I'm also an avid fan of any long form interview. So, during the years that Kevin Pollak's chat show was on, I was a regular listener, regular viewer. I might just, as a goof, dash off of a number of sort of letters to the editor or letters to a fan thing or whatever, or a show like this. Now, the first time I had a letter read by Kevin Pollak, it was a negative experience, and a lot of my friends asked me, geez, why, when I was sharing the link or referring to the show, they said, why are you still watching that? I mean, that was a pretty nasty read of one of my letters. But what the hell, it is what it is. The second time they actually read one of my letters, it was actually a more positive experience. Like they say, the first one is not doesn't portray me in a positive light, but I don't know whether it's just a misinterpretation or whatever. And occasionally, maybe I'd let an episode play and just listen to it in the next room. So if it became stalled, if there was a problem with the signal and it froze, there was
See the buffering.
I might just assume that there was a longer pause than there really was. I might look at it afterward and think, oh, okay, yeah, that episode, that wasn't really intended the way I interpreted it. But anyway, nevertheless, you would think that sending in a letter to the host of a show that you watch every episode of, and you're clearly a fan, there are many letters that they didn't choose to read. You'd kind of think, well, the person's intention must be positive. I mean, they're not going to necessarily cut you down or whatever.
We have some Ask Kevins, if only there were a graphic.
Ask Kevin.
What? Kevin, just wondering if there is any fallout from openly saying Tom Hanks isn't the nice guy his image projects. I saw Colin Hanks on your show, and this wasn't directly mentioned, even though you had already by then alluded to Tom being a jerk. Now with Levy, you say Ron Howard is genuine and Tom Hanks is the devil. I mean, it's great that you can be candid, but could you be more specific? I once heard of George Lucas arriving at a door at the same time as an ILM worker and expecting him to hold the door and let him pass first. But weird as that is, it's the only personal slag I've ever heard against Lucas. So I think specifics are vital. Thanks. William LaRochelle from Toronto. Bill, if I can call you that, buy a fucking clue. It's called sarcasm. It starts with an S. Sorry you missed it? I know everything is so nice and friendly in Canada as an entire country. I'm going to generalize. Based on the old classic joke, how do you get 1,500 Canadians out of the pool? You say, please get out of the pool. Seriously, it was sarcasm. Everyone knows Tom Hanks is the devil. Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze. All right.
I once watched Ron Howard and Tom Hanks beat a puppy to death.
Beat a puppy to death just because they said they could? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Kevin.
We got to change that. We got to change that graphic. Etiquette is the name of this particular Ask Kevin, and it reads thusly. Kevin, many of your longtime viewers may want to avoid accosting you. So what is the etiquette for crossing paths with you, A, in the street, B, in a restaurant, C, in a confined space such as an elevator? Most people would feel it rude to just ignore people they watch regularly and fail to pay whatever compliment is appropriate. Thanks, William LaRochelle, Toronto, Ontario. I told you we were international. Fuckers. Correct etiquette. Just don't do this. Hey, what was that thing I saw you in? Yeah, don't ever do that to anyone you recognize. Oh, what was that thing? Don't snap your fingers in my face. Don't point at me and give me a look like I know who you are, but I don't remember, so I'm not going to say. Don't do those things. Anything other than that is open field. Bring it. I'll let you know in the moment how annoying you're being and how disturbing to my life you are. Most of us will. I'll almost always take a photo. Almost always. Happy to meet you and say thank you. So there you go. Thanks, William, from the Canada. How is North America, by the way? Are you enjoying being a part of it? Does it seem like I'm stalling?